Hey everyone, it's Riley Peterson here with the UG Times for episode 3. We are so glad to have you. We actually have a surprise guest this week, and we can't wait to introduce you to her. Let's get to it. Hey everyone! So we actually have a special guest today. Shannon is here, and she's going to introduce herself real quick.
Hey UG, I'm so excited to be here and to talk on this podcast. I'm Shannon Roberts. I am married to Hayden Roberts, the student pastor for UG, and I'm excited to be here.
But our first question is, what was everyone's favorite part of UG prom, if you could go?
I really loved it, and it was so fun because I haven't dressed up for anything in a while just because everything got canceled. So getting dressed up in one of my gowns and having my mom with me and my dad like all dancing in the living room with our disco lights is really fun. I would definitely do it again. Even if it wasn't a prom, just like a dance would be really fun.
Yeah, I really enjoyed watching Jake win the AirPods because he didn't even realize it at first. And he was like, wait, what's going on?
Oh my
and
gosh.
so I was like, you won the AirPods. He was like, wait, really? And it was so cute. And I was like, if anyone would win, it would be Jake.
Mm-hmm. So true. I think the after party was so much fun. I was having the time of my life, even by myself. And the playlist was really good, Shannon. I loved all the songs on there. And I loved that all the leaders were there and a mix of kids too. And it was just so much fun.
It reminded me of Glow Party.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. That was a good time.
It was a good time.
It was good. So good. I loved Cameron's dancing.
Oh, yes.
He was so committed the entire time.
He's precious.
I was like sweating just watching him.
Yeah. If he's not a professional dancer,
impressive.
I don't know what's going to happen. Because he's so good.
He's like the type of kid I would expect to see on like Disney Channel movies. Like later on. Like he reminds me of those guys from Camp Rock that did like the trampoline song.
Yes. So good.
I wasn't able to go. I was driving back from Tennessee.
We missed you.
I was really sad, but I watched like videos of what people were saying, and they said it was so fun. I really missed it though.
Yeah, we posted the first half like before the after party. That's all on YouTube now as a vlog and everything, so you can watch it there, which is on our YouTube channel. And we've been uploading all the UGTV stuff to the YouTube channel too, the pre-recorded stuff, so that for kids who don't have Instagram and everything, they can still watch it.
That's cool.
How was Tennessee, Hayden?
It was really fun, actually. It was really nice to like be able to have new scenery, and I had a lot of fun with baby Jude. For those who don't know, that's my nephew.
Yes.
Was that his first time going?
No, he went when he was like a week and a half old.
Dang.
He's gone a lot, but he's kind of a little bit whiny in the car. He doesn't sleep.
I get whiny in the car too. It's okay.
After driving now, I hate sitting in the back of the car. It makes me really sick.
Oh, this week I got my permit.
Yay, congratulations. I still haven't gotten mine. I turn 16 soon.
Yeah, I know they're not doing like driving tests because they can't like let their people get into other people's cars, and so a lot of my friends aren't able to get their licenses right now.
Yeah,
which is
how
really
my
sad.
permit is because I don't have my 6 hours and I don't want to get in a car because I did privately.
Yeah,
and they're like, you can come and drive, and I'm like, I'm not getting in a car. No, thank you.
Yeah.
Next time.
Yeah, when I had to do my like 6 hours of driving, it was right after the Hurricane Florence hit. So it was like we were on the island and it was just like sand everywhere. It was really crazy.
Dang. Do you have your after nines, Carol?
I get them in a week.
Do you know how to do
Depending.
that now? Because
I don't know. My mom's trying to figure that out because she's not sure if I have to go in or not, and like what they need from us, really. Because I think you're supposed to like get 10 hours of driving, but I don't really remember, honestly. So we need to like figure that out. But I'm not really pressed for it because I'm not really going anywhere right now anyways.
Right.
So
I could have gotten mine like when this whole thing started. Like,
oh yeah.
So I'm a little bit like salty. But I have nowhere to go after 9, so it's fine.
Yeah.
What is your back to church outfit for when we get to go back?
I've been doing a lot of online shopping, so I have a lot of options, but I've really been into those skirts that look like a skirt and then they have like shorts in the back.
So nice.
They're really
Those
comfortable.
with like a nice top. I usually like one of my favorite pairs currently that I've seen a lot on like Pinterest is like a light sweater and then like a skirt or shorts. Like I have this really cool Free People one I wear to church quite a bit and it's super light, so maybe something like that just to keep it casual but also look good at church.
Cute.
Putting off all those spring vibes. I like it.
Yeah. Something I've been into, I've been online shopping a lot too. And I've been really into like skirts, which I never really have been before. And actually Riley inspired me because she was wearing this, let me get you a great picture. So she was wearing this leopard skirt that was kind of flowy on one side and like kind of tighter on the other. And it was literally so cute.
Thank you. I got it at American Eagle on clearance for like $10.
She sent me a picture of it. I was like, I need
You
that.
know? Yeah.
It pairs so cute with Air Forces. I like didn't expect it.
So I've been loving those and dresses because I'm just not a shorts type of person.
Girl, me either.
I'm like the opposite. I am not really a dressy kind of person. Like at UG prom, I was there, but I didn't have my camera on because I didn't dress up. I was just kind of jamming out like on my own in my room. And I don't know like what I plan on wearing. I'll probably just end up in jeans and a t-shirt, honestly.
I got this gray shirt that's like really flowy and just like I have this skirt thing. I think I got it thrifting, but it's like a skirt but with, shorts under. So it's like a dark like jean color, I don't know. And so I think I'm gonna wear that with my custom Air Forces I have.
Ooh, you fancy.
I'm literally waiting for my package to come because Forever 21 had a sale where if you spent like $85, they'd give you 30% off. So I'm waiting for my package. And then I ordered a lot of stuff off Shein, which I was like nervous about.
I just got a Shein package of stuff for my room, and I got those like butterfly stickers that I've been seeing everywhere. And so there's butterflies all over my walls, and it's a really good time. And my mom recently got some stuff, and it's actually pretty nice.
I like their swimsuits, but it's my first time ordering clothes from them because I usually go through Zaful. Haley and I talked about this the other day.
You know what I found out last night, actually? It was like 5 a.m. and I couldn't sleep, so I was on TikTok, of course. And I saw that Shein actually hacked some this is probably fake, but it scared me. So Shein hacked some girl's Instagram and they had all her information and stuff because she like ordered from there or something. And so
That's interesting.
I changed everything.
I'm changing mine right now.
Like why would you want my Instagram? I don't know.
That's so weird. Even if that is fake, like what's the point of putting that out there?
I know. But it was so
That's
scary.
illegal. Like definitely like
That's scary.
data breach.
I got a sticker that says Barb's for Bernie, and I love it, but I don't know where to put it.
I can always make you more if you need me to.
Queen of the Cricket.
Queen.
Yes.
I see cricket things on TikTok all the time, and it's
Every
so
time I
cool.
do it, it
And I
doesn't
would
blow up.
not understand.
It's so hard. It's not hard. It's just I'm lazy.
Shannon, what's your back to church look?
Man, I'm just really impressed that you guys have planned out your outfits because I haven't thought about it at all.
Me either.
So, and I don't usually plan outfits, to be honest. I just, because it depends on how I'm feeling that morning. Like, do I want a messy bun? Did I wash my hair the night before? That's a big factor. But I have not put on jeans this whole quarantine. And so I feel like they're going to be wildly uncomfortable when I put them back on. Because I've never been a fan of jeans. And it's also been super hot and muggy outside lately. So I feel like I could get behind like a good t-shirt dress with a flannel.
Mm-hmm.
I could get behind that for sure.
You can never go wrong with that either.
That's so cute.
I love t-shirt dresses.
Me too. I usually do.
I had this one from H&M that I wore for like years, and then it was finally like too short, and it was such a sad day.
I always do like a belt with it because like my waistline, I look kind of boxy in it, so I have to do like a belt with it usually. So I don't look like a box. It's so weird.
I have one belt. I own one
I'm a
belt.
belt person. I love belts. Like, oh my gosh, love them.
My brother ordered a fake Gucci belt for prom when he was a senior. It was really funny.
That's so funny.
But he was wearing like purple, and it was one of the colored ones. So it was like green and red. But I don't think my mom let him wear it.
What? Yeah, I really like thrifting because it's like those clothes are already made. It's not like it's I don't know. I feel like it's just a little bit. I just like to do it, and it's cheap. But I feel like it's really good for the environment also because it's like you're not buying things that aren't already there. I guess if that makes sense.
Yeah, I love
And it saves money.
I read a whole post about it, but I don't remember because why would I when I need to?
So, what is God preparing you guys for like after the quarantine, and what you guys think life is going to be like?
Well, we spoke about this in group a few nights ago, and I really like this question. It made me think a lot, which I really needed to do. It's been a minute since I've had a good moment just to think. I think we're gonna get out of this and have a great appreciation for a lot of things. Something my mom posted on Facebook about was she thinks that this was definitely a sign from God telling us to slow down and to appreciate His love more and time with Him more. Because I think, myself included, I was becoming more of the world than of Christ. So definitely spending more time with Him and just spreading His word after all this. And even just from the comfort of my home, I can spread His word. But I just miss being out and speaking to my friends about Him and His love.
That's awesome.
For sure. I think that I'm going to appreciate the company of others a lot more because I'm kind of I'm a homebody normally. And I spend I'm at school for rehearsal or at school during the day, or I'm at home just hanging out by myself. I don't really, I have friends, but I'm not a super social person. And so I think this has made me realize that I actually do enjoy having quality time with others and just miss that part of school, especially because that's where I see all my friends. And in the mornings we would all hang out in my car, and it was just a good time. And so I think I'm just gonna come out of this realizing that I really need to think about the people I'm around, because the people you hang out with really do impact who you are, and also just appreciating those that are in my life and that are doing good in my life and helping me become a better person.
Yeah,
so good.
That's so good. I totally agree with that because it's before quarantine, I definitely wasn't really hanging out with people who were very good for my mental health, but it's now I've really realized that my friends that I still talk to and stuff during this time are the ones that are going to be there for me after, and it's I'm excited to hang out with friends that I've made during this quarantine because I really think that it's given me opportunities to get closer with people that I wasn't as close with, which I'm really thankful for because it's given people time just to kind of slow down and focus on themselves. And I've also taken this quarantine, I know for a lot of people, me included, has been really hard on your mental health because you go from having such a routine to just completely being done. And I'm someone who likes routine, but I've been trying just to work on adjusting to change and learning that change isn't always bad, and sometimes you need it to grow. So thank you.
I agrey.
Those are my thoughts. Thank you.
So good.
I love you.
Thank you
Thanks
for coming
to
to
my
my
TED
TED Talk.
Hayden, I love that you talked about that because obviously I'm super passionate about mental health, being a therapist and all. And that's something that I'm intentional about wanting to work on too, because even as a mental health professional, that doesn't mean that my mental health is the healthiest thing in the world or that Hayden's health is the healthiest thing in the world. And I know that there's apparently a rumor going around that Hayden must have the best mental health because he's married to a therapist, but that's just not how life works. I wish it did. But it's just such a tough time in this pandemic because there's so many unknowns and everyone's kind of grieving the process and grieving kind of how our old life was. And that can be really, really difficult. And so it's really good to focus on that during this time. And especially I feel like for me, I started to have a really intentional move of like on my Instagram of unfollowing the accounts that made me feel like I wasn't doing enough or being enough of just who I am as a person. Like anything that caused me to have some image issues and just like stuff that wasn't encouraging. Like if I saw something and it like made me feel angry or bitterness or made me compare myself, I just made a pact to like unfollow that account, which is kind of nice because now you don't have to like unfriend people. You can just unfollow them so that they don't know. And that's helped a ton to follow like more positive accounts. And now I follow a bunch of therapy accounts too, and even started one. So that's been a fun time.
No, your page is so cool.
I know.
I love like iPad Illustrator stuff. I think is so cool. Like being able to do that is honestly such a skill, and I really commend you for that because it's not like I've seen people do it, but it's not that easy. Like I can tell that you have to really work at it, and I think that your stuff is so cool.
Thank you. It's so much fun. I love drawing, just doodling on an iPad. It's like my new hobby.
And it's saving the environment.
You know?
So Shannon, are you like at the point with your therapy where you have like clients or something like where you're being like, I don't know, taking people, like, you know what I mean? Like, are you still in school?
I graduated from my master's this past December, I think. Yeah. Right before Christmas, I graduated from my master's, and then I started a job at the local treatment center and was a substance abuse counselor there. So working in inpatient care with people struggling with substance abuse issues. And so I did group therapy and individual counseling and case management and stuff like that. And I got super burnout. And then also was just kind of going through like a lot of life transitions. And then my uncle passed away. So I left that job. And my last day at that job was the Friday before my uncle passed away, which was just super random. And he was actually the one who told me that he really thought I needed to not work there anymore. And just like, I felt like God was calling me out of that. And so he was like, just go ahead and put in your notice. And I put in my 6 weeks notice, which is a really long time. You usually put in like 2 weeks with his advice. And he was like, there's going to be a reason that it's 6 weeks. And that Friday, there's going to be a reason for it. And so it's so crazy because then my last day was that Friday. And then he died that Sunday. So I was able to actually go home to Tampa and like spend time with my family and everything and help with all of his funeral arrangements and cleaning out his house and everything, which was super tough. But then this whole pandemic happened, so I haven't been able to get a different job. So I am not currently working, but kind of just praying through that right now for when things start to open up again.
Nice, yeah. I'm sure that was really tough on you and your family.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, what do you guys want to do when you get out of school? Or like, what are your next plans? I don't even know.
Oh, that's such a great question.
I've
been struggling with that a lot.
Yeah,
lately,
I've actually
honestly.
been looking at colleges because I want to go to a university. But I'm doing Cape Fear Community College dual enrollment right now.
Same.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So
I just finished all my high school classes I'm done with now because I'm early college. So I'm a full-time college student now, even though I'm only in 11th grade. So just doing that, and like the whole thing this summer was that this is like my educational summer where I was going to Cornell summer program, and then it got canceled because of international students coming in was a big issue. So I'm probably gonna go next summer and then apply there for my college because I only have to do 2 years in law school and I'll be done. So just focusing on that because I'm doing an online virtual like camp through Campbell University with their mock trial and like pre-law studies. So that's like what I'm gonna do just to fill that. But I've been on summer break for like 2 weeks now, and it's been boring, I guess.
That's such a cool flex, Riley. That you're like already
excited.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm done with high school.
Yeah, I'm glad it's over.
So I definitely am not that cool. I want to go, like, I'm really into hair stuff. Like, if you know me, I cut my own hair, I dye my own hair. Like, I don't know, I'm really into that stuff. So I definitely want to go into something in cosmetology. But honestly, I just want to be a mom and homeschool my kids.
Aw.
Like, that is my dream. Is I want to have 10 kids and a farm and homeschool all of them and live on a ranch in the woods.
That sounds
like,
beautiful.
That's sick.
That's my life goal.
I love that. Duggars 2.0.
Right? Well, not exactly as strict as them, but
Not quite, but
because my sisters and I all want to homeschool our kids together. And so, but I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I have a while.
you do. For sure.
I'm also really passionate about advocating for people with special needs. And so my sister's an occupational therapist, and she really wants me to do, like, she thinks that would be really good for me. But I don't know. I have a long time to decide. Like, I'm going into 10th grade, so.
Yeah.
There's lots of really good scholarships if you want to become a teacher. They'll pay for most of your school. Like, if you want to come back and teach here in New Hanover County. One of my friends got, like, a full ride doing that. So definitely look into that if you're interested.
Oh, that's awesome. That's cool. I have absolutely no idea, honestly. Like, I am such a planner, and, like, I love being prepared. And I used to have, like, my whole life figured out on what I wanted to do, but lately I've been struggling with that a lot because, like, if you know me super well, you know my family is, like, Tar Heel through and through, and it's always been my dream. Like, I don't even care what I'm doing. I just want to go to Chapel Hill for college. Like, I grew up going there, like, multiple times a year, whether it was, like, doctor's appointments for my sister or football games or whatever we were doing in there, or just, like, to visit for fun. And so, like, a whole part of my heart is, like, in Chapel Hill. But I don't really know what I want to do anymore. I used to feel like I had such a clear picture, and I wanted to, like, go to journalism school, and I either wanted to write or I wanted to work in photojournalism. But honestly, I've just been struggling with that a lot lately. Like, especially in quarantine, I haven't really been able to get out there and do anything with my camera, and I feel like I'm in, like, a rut, kind of. And I know things in, like, creative sort of pathways can be very difficult and really easy to, like, burn yourself out. And so I've just been thinking a lot, and it's really stressful because there's just so many choices. And I'm, like, looking on the websites, and they have, like, all these degrees, and I was like, I didn't even know that was a thing. And so just, like, that on top of a bunch of my friends are graduating, and they're like, I'm going to college for this. And I'm like, that's really great for you. I have 2 years to figure this out. And they also, like, high school expects you to have all this figured out for yourself already, which can be very difficult. Because, like, I want to be taking the classes that will help me furthest getting into the colleges that I want to get into. For what I want to do, I just don't really know what I want to do yet. So that makes it kind of difficult.
Yeah, it's crazy because, like, I knew what I wanted to do because I interned with, like, the DA's office at the courthouse, and I do teen court. So, like, my freshman year, like, the first weekend of school, we had, like, career readiness as, like, a class we had to take. And they were like, okay, guys, so you're going to pick your top 3 universities, and then we're going to pick what college classes will help, like, cater to that. And I thought I wanted to be, like, I wanted to defend prisoners, like, people who were on, like, death row and stuff. And then I realized, like, after interning for a while, I wanted to do, like, adoption advocacy since I'm adopted, and, like, litigation and real estate. So they made us decide so early. All these kids who were, like, undecided still don't know what they want to do. It's actually crazy.
It's just really stressful. Like, I'm 16. I don't know what I want to do for the rest of my life yet.
And
I feel like it's so pressing on me. Like, it's really not, and I probably, like, put a lot of that on myself. And I feel like there's just a lot of pressure from, like, some people already know what they want to do, and they're heading toward that. And I know in school you have to have, like, a concentration for your encore classes. And so, like, if you want to go into any sort of, like, medical field, whether it's nursing or actual medicine or, like, anything like that, you have to start taking those classes, like, freshman year. And so stuff like that can be very scary. I mean, I have no interest in, like, medicine. Blood kind of freaks me out. But I don't know, I was thinking later, I was like, I'll just be a literature major and I'll just teach. But I could never teach.
But like, you have I know that planning is amazing, but in all honesty, so many people change their majors when they go to college, and you have time.
My dad changed his major 3 times when he was in college.
Yeah, exactly. Like, my mom has always just told me, like, obviously, like, work for what you want to do, but enjoy your life because you're so young right now. Like, I'm so young right now. I'm 15. I just want to be 15 right now. If that makes sense. Like, I just want to be a teenager.
That's something I'm trying to work on, is just like calming down and realizing that I have time. Because I feel like, especially in quarantine, my perception of like time has been thrown off so much. And like, I like to be on time for things. I'm very punctual. And so like, whenever I am going places, I leave way earlier than I need to because I'm kind of freaked out about like getting there late or whatever. And so just like things like that have been really stressing me out, especially when like, because right now we're scheduling for next year, which is another thing. So like, I'm thinking about my encore classes, and I'm like, I would love to be in this class, but I already am taking these classes, and like things like that can just really like pile up, and you don't really realize it until you're like really deep into it.
Yeah, it's crazy because when I had to plan out all my college classes, they made us plan out all of our semesters up until graduation. So I have like all my classes laid out, so when I go to register, it's easy. But it was so hard just trying to find the classes I wanted to do, like which campus and like which ones were going to benefit me most. Just because I want to like be able to do the classes that will benefit me like the best for like college entry exams and also for like other exams that I have to take for certain schools. So just kind of like, I'm always thinking about that stuff. Like, I'm going to go to school to pick something to do until I retire, which is insane for like me to make that decision because I feel like a little baby.
Yeah. They did that in 8th grade. We had to like, there were these 2 counselors that used to work at the middle school, and they came in every year for the 8th graders, and you like made an appointment and you had to sit down with them and plan out like your whole high school and like what you wanted to do, which obviously changed a lot because in the beginning, like freshman year, you have all of your options. And so I was like, I'll do this and this, and if I like one more than the other, I'll switch that. So like obviously things started to change as I actually got into high school, but it's just a lot of preparation. They don't really know like how it's going to go. Because you're also not guaranteed the class that you're signing up for, which is another thing.
Crazy. I just don't feel old. Like, I don't feel old enough to be driving because, like, I keep holding off because I get really nervous just because the people here on my side of town cannot drive for the life of them. But every time, like, I remember being in the 4th grade and being like, oh, like, I'll know this when I'm, like, 15 and I'll, like, know the meaning of this. And, like, I still don't. Like, I thought I was going to know the meaning of life by 5th grade for some reason. Still don't know it. Like, thinking I was in a certain age would make me feel like older, but I still feel the same. So
yeah. Like for me, I get really stressed out when I think about the future because it's like, as a lot of you guys know, I'm really sick. I have Lyme's disease and lupus and a few other autoimmune disorders. And so right now I'm just kind of really trying to focus on my health because it's like I'm so sick right now. Like obviously I'm not going to die. Like, I'm not going to die because of these, but the future is very like written in pencil for me because it's like, I don't really know where I'm going to be. Like, I don't know. I could be in a wheelchair. Like, I don't want to, but it's hard for me to not completely just like crash and just break down over that because it's like, it's so hard to be a kid and like be not even, I don't know, knowing what you're going to be able to do tomorrow. Am I going to be able to walk tomorrow? I don't know. It's like, it's hard stuff to go through. And I know that, like, I feel like that kind of, there's so many kids that are going through that as well. And that's why I really try to bring attention and awareness to it. Cause it's like so many kids are going through the same thing that I am and they don't know where to talk about it. So, and I definitely feel that way too. Cause a lot of people just don't get it. And it's hard to talk to people without feeling like pity, you know? I hate that pity feeling. But those are just like, that's how I kind of feel about college stuff and everything. Because it's like, it's so hard to know what you want to do in the future when you don't even know what the future is going to hold for you. Not to get emo. I feel like that was so emo.
I know.
Not to get all deep and
okay.
weird, but
No, I think that was super vulnerable and authentic, and that's what we want this podcast to be, right? So I love it.
So for my college, I feel weird talking about it now because we were so sappy and cute.
Go
and
Haley,
like,
go.
Okay, so I'm doing dual enrollment right now, and just to get a kickstart at college, and I want to go. I'm so undecided between culinary arts and anything to do with marketing. Those are two things that I really love. But there's a great school in Charlotte for culinary that I'm in love with, like obsessed. And I've been doing like virtual tours of NC State and like all kinds of colleges. But I don't know, I just feel like my heart's set on this one. I still have time to think about it, of course.
What's it called?
Charlotte. I love Charlotte.
What's it called, Haley?
Johnson and Wales University.
Is it like for the like culinary?
That's
stuff?
like their biggest thing.
I think I know someone who went there. Like someone my sister was friends with, because she went to school in Charlotte for culinary. So
Yeah.
She probably went there.
Yeah, my brother goes to the University of like in Charlotte.
Really?
And I love it there. Yeah, like he's at UNCC and he loves it there. And it's just a really nice area. Like, it's kind of sketchy. Like, sometimes my dad was really hesitant about letting my brother go there. But now that he's there, like, he absolutely loves it. And they have, like, Topgolf and Carowinds. And there's just so much to do. And it's such a cool, like, area, honestly. And it's really pretty at night. Like, because they have an uptown. They don't have a downtown. And it's really awesome. Like, you go up, like, to where it is. And it's just sitting on this hill. And you can see all the lights and, like, the pretty buildings. And it's really cool.
I want to be close to my family. I don't want to leave them, but I don't want to stay here at all.
Yeah, Haley and I were
get
talking
that.
about it because one thing was that I was looking at a Christian university in California in like Malibu, and my mom was like, "What if you get sick or something and I can't get to you like quickly? Like that's going to be like 24 hours of just traveling and flights and whatnot. Like I need to be like if I go to Ithaca for Cornell, which is like the dream, I pray about it all the time and work towards it really like a lot. I have family up there, so I'm trying to stay like relatively close." Like, I don't want to stay here. It's like, I'm not from here anyways, but it's like, there's so much building going on. I'm petrified that's going to be so built up in the future.
That's really scary about Hampstead because, like, my whole family, it's always been, like, Wilmington, Topsail, Rocky Point area. And my mom was the only one that left for school. And so she was only 2 hours away up in Chapel Hill. And then my brother went to Charlotte, which is the farthest anyone has ever been from home around, like, in my family. And that's really scary, honestly, because Hampstead is like, it has a lot of potential for a lot of growth, but a lot of negative growth as well because we have a new neighborhood going up like every 2 days, feels like, and we have a little school, honestly, in the scheme of things that was only built 7 years ago, and we're already almost at capacity, which is crazy to think about. But like, stuff like that is really scary because I love the area and I could not imagine not living at the beach, but also I just don't want to be here. Like, I want to have the opportunity to get out and, like, know other places.
Yeah. Well, and that's a valid feeling, like, wanting to explore the world. There's so much.
I see TikToks about the Disney college program all the time. And I'm like, that
Yeah, I
looks
know
like
so many people who've done it. One of my friends, their parents were, like, friends of Minnie and Mickey, but if you know what that means, like, they were characters. And they actually got married, so... Love stories.
Yeah, there was a girl that was homeschooled that we were really good friends with, and she and her sister both went to the Disney college. Like, their whole family's like obsessed with Disney. It's like their life, and so they got in, and it's so cool for them.
It's so neat.
Yeah, I see TikToks about it all the time. And also, I feel like the great thing about college is that, like, whenever you're in high school, it's like your graduation year is like such a big thing. But, like, in college, it doesn't have as much of a weight anymore, I feel like. You just kind of go at your own pace.
College is last stop for a lot of people with their education. So they probably try to live it up as much. Because high school, like, my high school so far, since I'm, like, done with my high school courses, I'm, like, in the college now, but I still have to, like, make sure that I'm, like, grinding, you know, like, getting work done. Just because I want to get into, like, good schools. So I feel like once you get in college and you're at that point, you can still, like, you still have to keep good grades and whatever, but you can have like a little more like leniency what you can.
Yeah, that's a hard balance for me. Like, I feel like Riley, you're really good at maintaining that. I really applaud you for that.
Thank you.
But you're welcome. But for me, it's like a hard place of like, you know, school and every educational stuff, and then also just like being a kid. Like, I just feel like I'm still 5 years old a little bit. So it's scary that like college is so soon if you really think about it. Like, I'm gonna be an adult in just a few years. Like,
It's crazy.
it's crazy.
It's like a big girl thing. I don't know. Like, I'm not ready to put my big girl pants on. Not a
me either.
Yeah, I've been like, that's something I've been thinking about a lot. It's like, in the grand scheme of things, high school is only 4 years of my life. But like right now, it seems like it is like my whole world right now. And I keep thinking about it, and like, it's really hard for me to think after college, because like, after like in college you're still like in a structured environment, but after that you're just kind of like, I don't know, I feel like this, it's also like romanticizing the idea of like becoming an adult, and like you never really know what's gonna happen, but like you kind of just gotta like figure it out, and that's like really exciting, but also really scary at the same time.
There's like that saying, I was thinking about this the other day because like I saw it in some movie, and like the mom is like, it's not gonna matter in 5 years, but the thing about a lot of kids now is that like it matters to us right now. Which is like something I so struggle with. It's insane.
Yeah. Just trying to like enjoy my youth, because I know that like everyone's like high school is like the best 4 years of life, and like I know that's probably not going to be true for me, but I still want to enjoy it and like get the most out of it, which is also really hard to think about during quarantine, because like we're having a lot of things like, I know it could be a lot worse, and like I try to remind myself that I did get pretty lucky, and like my parents still have their jobs, and we like have a family that's able to like be together, and that's not really like an issue for us, which is really amazing, because for a lot of people that is a big issue, and they don't have access to everything they need. And so I know I got really lucky there, but it's just really hard not to be closed-minded and be like, I didn't get to do this, I didn't get to do that, but like I'm gonna have other
I feel so bad for all the people who got like major opportunities taken away from them with like their jobs and whatnot, and graduation, of course. That one, like, my heart goes out to everyone. It makes me so sad. Like, my school doesn't have that kind of stuff just because we're in early college programs. Like, we didn't miss out on sports or anything. It was kind of just graduation, but I feel bad for like all the athletes too.
Yeah,
I know, because like, wait, okay, you're good.
No, go ahead, you go.
Okay, so like, because Pender County is like really big, but we don't have this big of a population, so a lot of kids at my school are like really, really upset about graduation, and they've been like protesting at Board of Education meetings, and it's just really difficult because like, I know I'm not really affected by graduation because I'm not the ones graduating, but also it's just really frustrating because it's like, I don't know if they're like, it's really hard to see like both sides, I guess, because it's like, to me, it's not really a big deal that there's no graduation because I'm not graduating, but also it's like, is it worth it, you know? It's good.
But something my mom always tells me is like, what is God protecting you from? And she's been saying that a lot during this whole time, because it's like, God is obviously having a plan for everything that's going on. And so, like, I don't know, maybe he's protecting us from something that we just don't realize. And that could be in the bigger picture. But,
like,
yeah, but my heart goes out to everyone who's lost their senior years or their sports seasons. Like, I'm sure that's really hard for people who rely on that for their life, I guess.
Yeah, honestly, I'm just trying to like see the bigger picture in it all, I guess. Just because we only see like a little part, like God already knows the big picture, but we're just kind of out here, I guess. It's just so hard. I mean, I feel like I got lucky, like being a sophomore, because I feel bad for the freshmen who got like their freshman year taken away, and the juniors who had their like SAT and ACT stuff, and then like the seniors, of course. But, like, sophomores are kind of just chilling, I guess. That's like chilling. Like, I'm so lucky. I don't know.
Yeah, I had my AP exam on Wednesday, and I was just thinking before it, and I was like, I know I'm gonna do fine in this, but like,
this is just not the situation I imagine myself in, sitting on my bed with my computer writing an essay. Like, I'm supposed to be in a classroom with a bunch of paper in front of me and a blue pen having to do this. Like, this is not how I imagined my English exam.
Yeah, I wonder like how college admissions will be affected by this, since a lot of people didn't have the opportunity to take their like entry exams and whatnot.
It's like weird. I was thinking about it because like, I don't know. And the thing about College Board is that the AP exams, some of them worked, some of them didn't really work, and a lot of people weren't able to turn in their tests. And like, they were saying, we're confident that most of the universities that accept our program will still accept your scores. So I'm kind of like, okay, so the colleges I want to apply to may or may not count like the 2 semesters of work I just did because of the tests that I had to take. That's crazy. Kind of thing.
College Board, like, they always take me off. They always find a way to. So, I don't know. It's just, I feel like I'm in a movie, but not like a fun movie, like, not like a Disney movie. Probably like a Nickelodeon movie. To be honest.
For real, it's like, these are like the things that you have to read about in history class, which it like,
it's gonna be,
I don't know, it's weird because like there have been other things like this, like pandemics, like in the past that we like learn about, and now we're kind of
people should write
living
like
that
bio,
in a way.
what are they called? Bio, like where it's about yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, like a memoir.
Autobiography, yeah.
Like an autobiography, yeah.
People who had fun lives before should write about how, like, their life has changed.
Yeah, literally, me and my friends just started writing a short film last night. We're like, let's make a film.
Because for me, like, I was homeschooled before, so my school stuff wasn't really altered very much, which I'm really grateful for because, like, I can't imagine, like, going to school every day and that just being taken away from you. And my heart goes out for people who don't have safe home lives. Like, you can get through this. I know, like, it breaks my heart for people who are being abused at home or just their home is a toxic place. Like, I just can't imagine being in that situation. But, so I'm really grateful that I wasn't, like, my life wasn't changed as much as some. Because I don't know how you guys are doing it with going to school and then that just being done.
Yeah, I'm like, what I would do to be like up at 6 o'clock in the morning getting ready for school.
And now I get up at 9:30 and I'm like, I'm so tired. My brother had a learning disability, so he's been like terribly impacted by this because he needs that face to face. And so I've been doing all this homework. So, I mean, it's not hard. It's like 7th grade math. So, but I just, like, it's going to be so hard just to get him to go back into the classroom because he thinks, like, he doesn't know what's going on. He doesn't understand it. So he's just in his books all day, like, living the life, the gamer, I guess. He's enjoying it.
I get that. Yeah. Like, my sister, like, it's really difficult to get her to do any school because their school before was like really simple things and they did a lot of activities. And so the other day, me and her we went on a Google Meet with her teachers and like the EC program at the middle school and the high school, and we made tacos for lunch. That was like, but that's like all we really can do is do little things like that, and it's really difficult for them. I definitely understand that.
It's been an adjustment for sure. Even for like myself with my like regular English classes and stuff, it's just been like my teachers don't know what to do. It was a learning curve for sure. Also, like not having exams was so weird because I get like my Snapchat memories from a year ago, and like a year ago today was my last day of school for my. I was actually really sad.
That's crazy.
Our final question is, how can we see the positive through this virus?
I think like kind of connecting to the other question we had about like preparing for afterwards. I think it's just a lot of time, even though it can be really difficult to have time, like so much time to think, a lot of time for self-reflection. And even if it is kind of really crappy sometimes, we are able to like work on ourselves a lot and like have time with the Lord. Because I know we've talked about that on like in other times, like now we just have so much extra time that we can't be like, oh, I don't have time to open my Bible today and things like that, which I think is good for us in the long run. I think that was like a big thing of like, no one will ever really know, like on this earth will ever really know why like the Lord put us in this situation, but obviously there's a reason. and it's probably for our good, obviously. So like just kind of trying to take it with stride and like knowing that there is a plan for this and there's a bigger, better thing coming
so beautiful.
our way,
I definitely agree. Like, we're seeing people's true colors, in my opinion. Like, I know who's like my friends and like how people are going to react if this ever to happen again, which it may. But definitely knowing that like maybe like in a few months or like a year from now, this will all be over and we can look back and like appreciate everything more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved Pastor Jeff's quote. Sure. I can't remember which Sunday it was, where he talked about rushing back to the new normal and making sure that when we rush back to normal, that what we rush back to is worth rushing back to. And I think that this has been a really good season to figure out what we've been doing really well and what we haven't been. And I mean, on a personal level and also on all other levels. And I think that it's cool to know that we'll be learning from this. And even when it comes to like what Hayden was talking about, people who right now are in a really difficult spot, not being able to get the food that they need, the resources that they need, might be in unsafe living environments. Getting better at resourcing for them and the things that'll come out of this, I think can definitely be a positive.
I think that a lot of people's strengths are coming through. Like, people are really becoming stronger, and their weaknesses, they're being able to work on them. So I think that it, like Caroline said, it's definitely given us time to work on self-reflection, and I'm thankful that this was a time that everyone is able to work on that, not just like a select group of people, I guess. Like, it's affecting everybody, and so I think that I try to make the best of it by just, like, this is a really good time for my family and I to get closer and make routines that are really good for us as a family, and just to read the Bible more and sit down and have time to do that and not just be so absorbed with what's going on social media. Yeah. That takes up a lot of my life.
Yeah, I like how you worded that. Like, we're kind of all in this together. I'm a High School Musical. But, like, we're all just kind of going through it. And, like, no one really knows what's happening. Like, God knows. But, we can't really verify anything right now. So it's just, like, knowing that I'm not alone, that all of us are not alone is, like, a community, is really comforting in a way. I mean, it's also terribly scary, but that's just like my viewpoint on it, is just knowing that like we're all going to get through this and it's all going to end and we're all going to be super, super grateful.
Yeah. I really enjoyed like talking to you guys on here, definitely, because like it's just a way to release a lot of the anxiety and like the built upness, because like it's really difficult, honestly, like to go from kind of in a way being forced to like talk to people to now it's kind of up to you and you have to reach out on your own and things like that, because I'm, like I said, I'm not a very social person, and it can be really difficult for me to reach out just because of like personal things and like things like that. And so having like set out time to like, I'm gonna be able to talk to these people, or this is like me and my friend Julia, we have like a day a week where we make sure that we FaceTime each other and just talk about our day and things like that, and like what we're like struggling with and what's good and things like that. It's just really good to like create as much of a schedule for yourself as you can, but also not be too hard on yourself, because it is difficult and like no one's gonna judge you for not having a good day. Yeah, and I think the other key is remembering too that and like that God didn't necessarily cause this pandemic, just to see what we would do. But he can definitely bring light from it, because what the enemy means for harm, he will turn into good. And I think that, just leaning into that and trusting, like, God, how are you going to use this pain as a purpose? Like, what's the purpose behind this pain? And maybe we'll see it. Maybe we won't. Maybe it'll be while we're still on earth, and maybe it won't be. But just trusting that he is just through all of that.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah. Yeah, and I've been seeing a lot of things on, especially like Instagram, on like different like art accounts and things like that, talking about productivity, because this is a time where a lot of people are really hard on themselves because they're like, I have time, so I'm going to be productive. But like, if you just can't be productive one day, there's nothing wrong with that either. And like that kind of mentality of just not putting too much pressure on yourself, because even if you're not like outwardly affected by what's going on, or like personally affected, like it'll still take a toll on you, even if you don't realize it.
Thank you guys so much for listening to this episode of the UG Times. We hope you have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you next time. Bye.